Hi, Mark here. It is Wednesday, August the 26th, just after 8 a.m.'s US session now underway. And let's have a look at the performance of the US dollar. Going to start on the dollar index. There you see small green candlestick was a solid green candlestick going into the US session. Not much of a green body left. So that's the US dollar after starting strong being sold off right now. I've got resistance at 98.98, just under that 99 level, and I've got support at 98.84. If we do see dollar weakness and unable to maintain what it started earlier, sellers will look to test the support level and push lower, looking down at the 98.50 area. Started strong US dollar, struggling to maintain into the US session. Let's have a look at the majors, starting on the Euro US. And there you see Euro strength against the US that's been in place for quite some time. There's the uptrend, has leveled off since last week and sitting comfortably now around that 116.73, that 117 level being the resistance. That's what buyers have been trying to and will look to break above. That would be buying euro, selling US dollar weakness, if that's the case. If US dollar strength, if US dollar buyers prevail, they'll be looking down at the support level and pushing below this or to get to the 116.50 area. But for now, you can see doji-like candlestick indecision for now. We'll see how that plays out during the US session. Let's have a look at the pound against the US. Was a solid red candlestick. That would be selling pound, buying US dollar strength, US dollar unable and not managing to hold on to those gains, just like we saw on the euro. That's why there's the wick below the body. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the fight back from the pound against the US. EMA is about to cross to the upside on the hourly. And if we take a step back on the daily, you can see still maintaining within this narrow range, but US dollar weakness, which has been the trend, looks like it's going into the US session, the US dollar unable to hold on to those gains, and we'll be looking back up at the 136.67, 136.77. That is the resistance. Support pretty strong. Selling pound, buying US. If US dollar can fight back, we'll look to break below and test the 136 level on the downside. Let's have a look at the US dollar against the yen. There you see also a pretty flat, small red body. I've got support at 158.84 and I've got resistance at 159.27. If we zoom in on that hourly, there you can see the very tight range, but in this hour, the red candlestick being formed, selling US, buying yen, US dollar sellers will be looking below the 159 and down at this 158.84 support level. And then the US dollar against the Canadian. Let's take a step back and look at the daily. There you see EMAs have crossed to the upside. Today started off strong US dollar against the Canadian. Support 138.36, resistance 138.74. Slight wick at the top. Let's zoom in on the hourly. Looks like US dollar being sold off. And there you see the sell-off, a bearish engulfing candle, strong bearish sign. So far playing out, EMAs have crossed the downside, so sellers will be looking down at this support at the 138.36. If we do get a continuation of US dollar strength, and if buyers do step in, they'll be looking back up at the 138.74 resistance level. So US dollar strength to start during the early Asian European session, struggling to hold on to those gains for now. And we saw on the majors, euro fighting back, pound fighting back, and the yen, same thing on the Canadian for now. We'll see how that plays out during the rest of the US session. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of day.